thank you for all of the support you have given my campaign. I can't wait to be in Congress to work with you. You can always count on me to put America first, fight for coal, grow our economy, protect Social Security and Medicare, embrace our veterans, and strengthen our borders. Mr. President, thank you so much for your commitment to West Virginia. God bless you, and God bless our country.
Be careful. So just to tell you that Carol is great on jobs. She loves our coal miners, you know that. She'll always support our vets. She's very strong on our vets. We love our vets. Our military and our law enforcement. And Carol's opponent is a radical left-winger named Richard Ojeda. If you don't want to be saying the words Speaker Pelosi for the next 2 years, who will end your coal business, then you better vote for Carol Miller. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Thank you, Carol. She's doing great. If Democrats gain power, they'll also be planning a takeover of American health care, and that would be socialism, what they want to do. The Democrat plan would obliterate Medicare and eliminate Medicare Advantage for more than 121,000 West Virginia seniors who depend on it. Republicans will protect Medicare for our great seniors who earned it and, by the way, who paid for it, right? You paid for it. And Republicans will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. We're all doing that. I listened to President Obama speak today. He had a very small crowd, I have to be honest with you. They don't tell you that. You know, they don't tell you that. We had in Houston, we had the biggest thing you've ever seen, and they were saying, Donald Trump spoke today in front of a few thousand people. Few thousand. We had over 100,000 people that wanted to come. We had 22,000 people in the arena. We had thousands and thousands of people outside of the arena. Donald Trump spoke today in front of a crowd of a few thousand people. Can you believe it? It's called the fake news, folks. But I heard President Obama speak today. I had to listen. I was in the plane. I had nothing else to do. And I heard him talk about telling the truth. He was talking about you have to tell the truth. And yet 28 times he said you can keep your doctor if you like your doctor. You can keep your plan if you like your plan. They were all lies. Over and over again you heard that. Just use it to pass a terrible health care plan that we are decimating strike by strike. You saw what happened to the individual mandate, the most unpopular part. And we actually had Obamacare killed except for one Republican vote and any Democrat. One Democrat, and we would have had it obliterated. You would have had great health care. But we're doing a lot to make it a lot better until we do get rid of it. Then I heard him talk about the freedom of the press. We have to maintain the press. We have to love those people, love them. Except that nobody was worse to the press than Obama. Nobody. In fact, he even used, as I remember, the Justice Department to go after reporters. Remember? Remember? But he's talking about how I should be nice to the fake news. No, thank you. And let's not forget President Obama's false promises about our trade deals. Just one. His administration promised that with South Korea, we would create, in a trade deal, 70,000 jobs. But instead of that, it killed over 100,000 jobs in our country. It was a horrible deal, which, by the way, I have totally renegotiated and made it a good deal. Lie after lie, broken promise after broken promise, that's what he did. Unlike President Obama, we live by a different motto. It's called promises made, promises kept. And we've done more than we even said we would. We said we were going to do things, and we've done a lot more, and they will be the first to tell you that. Democrats' plan, that's right, the magic wand, right? Remember, he said you need a magic wand to produce manufacturing jobs. Well, we just hit almost 600,000. Democrats' plan to destroy health care also includes raiding Medicare to fund benefits for illegal immigrants. I'm sure you don't mind that. As we speak, Democrats are openly encouraging millions of illegal aliens to violate our laws and to overrun our borders. They want to sign illegal aliens up for free health care, free welfare, free education, and the right to vote. Otherwise, they don't get much. Illegal immigration costs American taxpayers more than $100 billion every single year, more than 20 times the entire state budget of the state of West Virginia. We need to use our precious resources to help low-income Americans who respect our laws, not caravans who break into our country and break our laws. We don't want that. We don't want that. I'm sorry. And we don't mind if they come in, but they have to come in legally. Democrat immigration policies not only drain our treasury, but they threaten our communities. Nearly 100% of heroin in the United States enters through the southern border, along with roughly 90% of cocaine, the majority of meth, and a substantial portion of the ultra-lethal fentanyl-killing youth drug. Fentanyl, the worst. These drugs kill more than 70,000 Americans every single year. Last year alone, our brave ICE officers, who they want to get rid of, by the way, these are tough, great, strong patriots. We need strength. Arrested more than 127,000. Think of that. 127,000 aliens with criminal records, including those charged or convicted of 48,000 assaults, 12,000 sex crimes, and 1,800 homicides. They want to get rid of them. Let's get rid of ICE. What are these people thinking? That's why you have to have Patrick Morrisey and Carol. You have to vote them in on Tuesday. You have to do it. Yet Democrats want to abolish ICE. They want to turn America into a giant sanctuary for criminal aliens, drug dealers, and MS-13 killers. And by the way, we removed thousands over the last little bit less than 2 years that I've been here. Thousands and thousands of MS-13 gang members have been thrown the hell out of the country. A blue wave equals a crime wave. You don't hear too much about the blue wave anymore, though, do you? Remember a couple of months ago, oh, the blue wave, oh, the blue wave. Now they don't talk. You know, I'm not saying they don't squeak it by, maybe because they got a lot of racists. And I can't go everywhere. Can't go everywhere. But now they're talking about a little. I mean, you know, let's see what happens. It's going to be an interesting day at the office. You remember an election 2 years ago? Huh? There were a lot of really happy people that night, but there were some that were slightly not too happy. Cry, baby, cry. A red wave equals jobs and safety. Republicans believe our country should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans, not criminal aliens. And Republicans will always stand with the heroes of ICE, Border Patrol, and our great law enforcement. You have great law enforcement right here in West Virginia. I look at those people. I'm looking at your law enforcement right there. I feel very safe. Thank you, fellas. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, fellas. And yes, the wall is happening. It should happen immediately. It's moving beautifully. The design is beautiful, and it's happening. And some communities in California, of all places, San Diego, we're just about finishing it up. But they're demanding the wall. They want the wall. I said, let's not give it to them, because then they'll put pressure on their government to build it, right? Now, once we build it for them, they'll say we shouldn't have a wall, but they already have their wall. That's the way it works, folks. Border security is also a woman's issue. You know, they keep talking about women, Trump with women. Remember the last election? Well, Donald Trump won't do very well with women. I did great with women. Look at the sun. I did great with I did great with women. In fact, at the end, when I won, they said, you know, a statistic we got wrong, women really came out for Trump. I said, thank you, thank you. Same thing now. Because women want safe neighborhoods for their families, right? They want great school, health care for their children. They want to keep drug dealers and predators and traffickers. How about the traffickers? These are human traffickers. These are the worst scum in the world. They want them out of our country, and we do that. The Democrats don't do that. They want the open borders. Fly right in, folks. Come on in. We don't care who the hell you are. Come on in. Think of it, 300 people. You know, we're getting a lot of heat because I was saying there are some bad people in that caravan, right? So we checked, 300 people. I read them out to you. That is one more reason why women all across the nation are going to show up and vote Republican on Tuesday. They want security. They want safety. They don't want to have these people coming in. They don't want to have... Some of these people are just horrible people. You have to see the crimes they've committed. This election is about security, and it's about prosperity. For years, you watched as we let foreign countries plunder our wealth and shutter our factories and steal our jobs. And you watched helplessly. We don't watch helplessly anymore. Those days are over. We've added 500,000 manufacturing jobs, soon to be 600,000 since the election, including 32,000 in just the last month. These were jobs that the previous administration said would never happen. And these are great jobs. These are among our greatest jobs, manufacturing jobs. And thanks to our tariffs that we put on steel that was coming in, and they were dumping it all over the place and destroying our steel companies and our aluminum industry. Roaring back. Steel industry is roaring back. And for the miners, by the way, in Minnesota and other places, we're grabbing that iron ore and they're making steel. And the hottest industry, one of the hottest industries now, look at what's happened to steel. Steel, like coal, it was going off the cliff. You weren't going to have a steel industry in this country. And we need it. You know, certain industries you need steel. You don't have steel, you need it for defense. What are we going to do in case hopefully we'll never have a problem, okay? You know, I've made the military, it'll be stronger than it ever was before ever. And that's why you won't have a problem. You know, if you don't want to have a problem, make your military much stronger than anybody else ever thought possible. But we need steel. How about this? We don't have any steel. Our steel mills were finished. We were going down. You guys understand that, but we were going down. Now it's so hot. But you need steel. There are certain industries you have to have. You need it for defense. You don't have it, you have problems. What are we going to do? We have a conflict. Are we called China? We need more steel, please. Please, please. Could we have some more steel? It's ridiculous. Our steel industry is roaring back, and we're putting billions of dollars in our treasury because we're charging 25% tax on those people that dump their steel. They dump it all over the place in order to destroy our steel industry. And the miners are coming back. In this case, it's the iron ore, and it's coming out, and it's a beautiful thing to see. I mean, we really started that about 8 months ago. Really heavy started it. I wanted to get my feet a little bit wet as president, right? We started it about 8 months ago. It's incredible. The head of U.S. Steel called up. He said, I've never seen anything like it, what you've been able to do in such a short period of time. They're building 7 new plants. They're expanding plants. Nucor, a big steel company, is building brand new plants, $750 million, $900 million brand new plants. It's incredible. They haven't been built in years. Last month, I announced that we're replacing the horrible NAFTA deal, one of the worst, stupidest deals ever made, with an incredible brand new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. We've taken the toughest ever action to crack down on China's abusive trade practices, and we're doing very nicely. We'll probably make a deal. They want to make a deal. America is being respected again. We're respected as a country again. We were not respected for a long time. We were laughed at, just like these stupid immigration laws. The whole world looks at them. They laugh. They say, what is this all about? A person comes into our country. Another country throws him out. Hey, get out. You're not supposed to be here. You have to go through a process. You know what we do? We take them. We can't do anything. We bring them through a court proceeding. We take a person who walks onto our property. We have a big deal, court case. They have lawyers. We have lawyers. And what happens is then they go away, and they're supposed to come back for the trial. Could be 2 years, 3 years later. And they disappear into the country, never to be seen again. There's no trial. Very few people come back, almost none. This is the procedure. This is the law. This is crazy. And the Democrats don't want to change it because they know it's chaos and a disaster, and they think that's good. But I think it's good for us because I think they overplayed their hand. And how these caravans were formed, you have to figure that out. But they overplayed their hand, too, assuming they had something to do with it. But it was very well organized, amazingly, in Honduras and the different places. Very well. And, you know, they came up, and I'll tell you, people are really energized. They're energized about that. They're energized about the way Justice, as you know, Justice Kavanaugh was treated. They're energized when they saw the way he was, Brett Kavanaugh, when they saw the way he was treated, they're energized about a lot of things. They want to see us be a great, respected country, and that's what's happening. We've taken bold action to reduce the price of prescription drugs, to help critically ill patients get life-saving treatments. We passed something that they've been trying to pass for many, many years. It's called Right to Try, where you can try stuff that isn't out yet, but it's looking promising. It's such an important thing. They've been trying to pass that for decades. I got it done. After years of surging premiums, the cost of health care is finally coming down. We're getting the cost of health care down. And last month, I proudly signed the largest bill to fight the opioid epidemic. It's the largest bill in American history. We passed Veterans' Choice, giving our veterans the right to see a private doctor, and the landmark VA accountability law to ensure anyone who mistreats our veterans will be held accountable. You are fired. Get out. We secured $700 billion and $716 billion to fully rebuild the United States military. And we gave our great warriors, I know you have some of them right here, and I know they don't care about this. They couldn't care less. They don't mind. Maybe we'll take it back. We gave them the largest pay raise they've had in more than a decade, okay? Our military. They deserve it. At my direction, the Pentagon is now working to create the sixth branch of the American Armed Forces, the Space Force. I withdrew the United States from the horrible one-sided Iran nuclear deal, and just today we reimposed all sanctions that were lifted under that horrible deal. Just today. We now have in place the toughest ever sanctions on a corrupt regime in Iran. We've recognized the capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. Many, many presidents said they were going to do that. They never got it done. I got it done. I even got it built. I already built the embassy. $1 billion under budget, right? $1 billion. $1 billion under budget. It's supposed to cost $1.1 billion. We got it done for less than $500,000. That's not bad. It's a long story. I won't bother telling you that story, but it's pretty amazing. And there are many things like that. Together, we've made extraordinary progress, and we're just getting started. But the Democrats want to turn back the clock and put America in reverse and give power back to corrupt, selfish, ruling class people, and they want to take the power back for themselves. But we are not going backwards. We're going forwards. I need your vote for a Republican House. I need your vote for a Republican Senate so we can continue this incredible movement, the greatest political movement in the history of our country. And I say it all the time, and they can't challenge it. Greatest movement in the history of our country. You know, Bernie Sanders had a reasonably good movement, but Hillary clipped him. They had a look in that one. He got clipped. But we would have beaten him easy. He would have been easier. Crazy Bernie. We will keep on cutting your taxes, reducing your regulations, and raising your income. We will protect Medicare and your Social Security. Remember what I said during the debates? Everyone was talking about cutting the Social Security and all. I said, we're not touching your Social Security. We haven't touched it. It's been a long time now. We will defend your right to free speech, religious liberty, and we will continue to confirm judges who interpret the Constitution as written. We will fully secure the border. We will pass Kate's Law. We will stop sanctuary cities. We will stop catch and release, end visa lottery, end chain migration. And we will keep the criminals, drug dealers, and terrorists the hell out of our country. We will lift millions of our citizens from welfare to work, dependence to independence, and poverty to prosperity. That's what's going to happen. For years you watched as your leaders apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America. We're standing up for your values. We're standing up for West Virginia. And we are proudly standing up for our national anthem. To continue our incredible momentum, I need you to get your family, get your friends, get your neighbors, get your co-workers, and go out and vote Republican for all of them and our 2 stars right here. On Tuesday, I need the people of West Virginia to send a message to cry-in Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, and the radical Democrats by voting for Carol Miller and Patrick Morrisey. Loyal citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country, returning power to you, the American people, like we said we were going to do. This great state was built by some of the toughest men and strongest women ever to walk the face of the earth. These proud West Virginia patriots braved the wilderness and defied the dangers to build a life and a home with their own 2 hands. They didn't have a lot of money, they didn't have a lot of luxury, but they all had one thing in common. They loved their families, they loved their country, and they loved their God. Right? They loved their God. They loved their God is right. These courageous Americans did not shed their blood, sweat, and tears so that we could sit at home while others tried to erase their legacy, tear down our history, and destroy our proud American heritage. For the sake of our freedom and for the sake of our children, we are going to work, we are going to fight, and we are going to win, win, win. We will not bend. We will not break. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never surrender. And we will always fight on to victory. Always, always. Because we are Americans and our hearts bleed red, white, and blue. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together, we will make America wealthy again. Make America strong again. Make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much, West Virginia. Thank you. Thank you very much.
reception, a glass of wine in her hand. I knew she was gonna meet her connection. At her feet was